Thanks for joining me on What's in the Box. Today we're going to take a look at the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive thing, movie poster, toy, I don't know. I don't believe this character ever had an official name. If you know the movie The Thing and you know the artist Drew Struzan, you'll know exactly where this toy comes from. Drew Struzan was and is an amazing poster artist in general, but famous for posters from Star Wars to Raiders of the Lost Ark to just, if you could think of it, he did it back in the 80s and early 90s. I mean, even movies like Hook, before that Goonies, and it's just never ending. I met Drew at a Dallas Comic-Con several years back, and he couldn't be nicer. I had a chance of either paying a fortune for this particular poster, the one you're seeing on the cover art here, or paying a fairly decently small price for a Back to the Future mini poster. So I went with the Back to the Future mini poster signed by him. And it was a great experience, just looking at his stuff, just being in awe of it. This lenticular cover really doesn't do his artwork justice, but go to Google, put in Drew Struzan, and you will see his amazing work all over the place. As far as this toy goes, like I mentioned in the opening, it was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. Luckily, due to circumstances now, I guess luckily, you don't have to be at San Diego to pick up these toys anymore, and so they release a fair amount online as well, and I happened to order a couple of these too, because I just wanted a better look at them and maybe make some money back by selling the second one. I'm not greedy or anything, but I had my reasons. Anyway, so what we'll do is we'll take a look at this and kind of dig into what there is of the figure. Now, when I saw it online initially, with the early reveals and stuff, I was like, it's just a black painted figure with a little face gimmick. It was only later when I started looking at other photos that I was like, oh, it does have some paint on it, and it's got some snow effects and a few other things. And I was like, man, I missed the window to buy this. And then Neca's like, oh, we're going to do another round. And I was like, okay, I'm buying them. But yeah, let's take a look at this right now. So here we have the figure straight out of the box. Of course, it comes with two little accessories, if you can call them that. A face plate with the shining light effect, as you can see here. I believe this is the right way around. And then it comes with a blank plate, which is, I guess, just for a switch up of some kind. I don't know if that relates to a commercial or the poster at all. This is the main image you see on the poster. I did try to kind of strike a poster image with his stance, and now we'll dig into kind of what the figure is about. Of course, as I said, the figure is to recapture the poster image that Drew Struzan created for John Carpenter's The Thing. That image is mostly a man, we assume. Of course, the film is mostly men stuck out in the Antarctic. So a man in a overcoat, winter coat. Anyway, a man in a winter coat, pretty much black silhouette. On the poster image, most of what gives you color is the shining light effect and sort of the surrounding edges of snow and swirling wind. So to recapture that, Neca wouldn't be able to go too far with color, which is sad. because I would have liked to have seen more of this blue that you're catching on the edges here. Just his whole body, I would have liked that, because it, on the back side, as you can see, there is a ton of blue. They covered the entire figure in this sort of dry brush blue, and I really like that. I would have liked to seen that all over the front of the figure, but I get it. They're trying to capture the movie poster as accurately as they can, and so we get what we get. The winter coat is done really well. The sculpt, as you can see, has all the little lines and stitching throughout to give it that quilted look. His pants are pretty standard for the movie. They look like they might be a reuse of the McCready pants and boots. The gloves are an all-new sculpt, coat an all-new sculpt. They really did do a pretty good job capturing the fur around the edge of this hood. I enjoy that. Probably paint scheme wise, other than the back of the figure, my favorite other part would be the snow creeping up the boots, and how sort of snowy and white the boot dry brushing is. So I really like that. I really like the blues towards the back of the cover. And I do like that those blues kind of creep into the middle of the figure as well. But of course, as you can see, the middle of the figure is just almost pitch black and nothing else. Again, the gloves are done really well. As you can see here, they have sort of a back braced kind of look to the hand. And then, of course, the standard quilted kind of glove look to the rest of the hands and fingers. On the jacket here, you can see he has a number of buttons and a couple pockets. No color, of course. Now, on the face effect here, you can see that there's no face. It's just sort of a blank black piece, and then you have the LED light inside of that. Now, I stupidly didn't look at the instructions before doing this, so I'm taking a guess here. Alright, so the hood does come off, and that's pretty neat. It's in place with a little trench that's dug in around the collar, and the opposing trench is on the hood, so that should slide on and off fairly easily. So we'll set that aside. We'll go with his blank face first. And there are two holes on the face here and two rods on the plate, and you just pop it on. And then, of course, we would return the hood. Now, the hood seems to be made of more of a rubber material than the rest of the figure, so it'll have some give when you replace the faces. Of course, I didn't turn it on, so we'll do that real quick. Let's see here. Wheel. That's awkward. I don't believe the battery's in it, or I need to take it out and pull the plastic or something. So let me do that real fast, and we'll get back to this figure. Okay, so that was a bit of a pain in the butt. Let me just kind of show you or give you an idea of the process here. Again, remove the back of the hood here. You can see this tiny switch and tiny compartment. You have to have a very specific screwdriver for that. Unscrew that the best you can. Then the problem becomes the screw sort of sticks in just a little bit. It's unscrewed, but it's just enough to hang up this back plate and make it hard to remove. So what I ended up having to do is take an X-Acto knife and sort of press underneath the plate and put pressure that would make it go outward, and then continue to unscrew that before it would pop off completely. Inside there is a piece of plastic be very careful removing this. When I removed mine, it flung the batteries all the way across the room, and that was not fun looking for them. They were easy to put back in, easy to put the plate back on, and so now we are to the point of the face plates turning on. And of course, put the hood back on. And there you have the blank faceplate. Now, one of the things I wasn't expecting was this to have a sort of blue tint to it. I assumed that the plates themselves would give the color, but it's really mostly the LED that's inside there. Now I'll take the faceplate off. Now I will mention the one thing I don't like about this one, if you're looking at it, the two rods that insert into the face kind of give an impression of eyes, and then the way the LED shines through, it kind of gives the impression of a mouth. So it kind of takes away from that odd, you know, ambiguous kind of look that the faceplate has. That may be the same case with this one, but it's not too distracting unless you're just, you know, staring at it. But we'll take this faceplate off, put this around, and the other faceplate on. Be gentle with these outside shards. I'm sure they're a little bit flimsy. And then, like before, we'll slip the hood back on and put that in place. So, as you can see, this is a really cool effect. Obviously, I'm going to prefer the poster look with the light shards, kind of light beams shooting out everywhere. What you'll notice is the LED powers just enough to kind of get halfway through these shards, but that's okay. Neca ended up putting some color in these as well, so you'll see blues and purples on the outside edges, and that makes for a really neat effect. Let me take a look at it myself. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. I would maybe say the LED needed to be a tiny bit brighter, but it's enough for what you want with this particular toy. I'm sure he looks amazing with all the lights off. I have numerous lights in here just for the purpose of the cameras and lighting the toys. So yeah, I think you'd be satisfied with it. This was around $40 to $50. I think more towards 50 shipped from Neca. Of course, they're sold out. You'll have to go to eBay for them. I've seen them ranging at about 100 to 125, so they're not horribly expensive like other more popular exclusives. So you can still snatch one up if you really want to. I'm a huge Carpenter fan, as you can tell back behind me here. I have the McCready, and I even have the old McFarlane Blair Monster. I really hope NECA gets to all these things. Of course, we've seen the Dog Monster, 2 versions of that. And we've gotten 2 versions of Mac. And this, the poster figure. I really want to see Child's. If we didn't see any of the other figures, I would really want to see a Child's figure. He's a great sort of antagonist dude in the film. He's a solid guy. He just doesn't agree with what's going on. And I just feel like if anyone needed the plastic treatment, his character would need it. Of course, I want all the monsters. From the Blair Monster to the Norris head, the Spider head, the extended gross out head. I mean, even if they gave us, which would just be in my wildest dreams, a figure of him on the slab with his chest open and neck detached. Sorry, I would love it. But anyway, as you can see, it's a pretty solid little figure. I understand some people will pass on it just for what it is, but it's a really neat option for big Carpenter fans, and especially big Thing fans. So hopefully you'll give it a try, check it out. I do know there are some paint variations in these, not much. Mostly I noticed in the boots, how much snow the boots have and stuff like that. But I think it's neat, and it's not too bad for 50 shipped. Again, you'll have to get it on the secondary market if you do. But yeah, I think it's pretty neat, and being a fan of that movie, I'm happy to add it to my collection. Hopefully you'll stick around for more videos. Please like, subscribe, and hit the bell, all that good stuff. And I'll catch you next time.